Welcome back everyone to Basement Dweller Tabletop. Today we're going to be talking a little bit about the Imperial Guard Army project I've been working on. There's some posts up on my YouTube page. You can take a look and see what we're going to be looking at painting over the next couple of weeks. So this is the fully painted combat patrol. I'm actually using older miniatures and just a couple of proxies. I'll hopefully get rid of those in the next couple of months and be able to replace them with the proper units. But your combat patrol, this is Karsk gunners. It is a big squad of 20 Cadian troopers with a single command squad and backed up by a ordnance battery, which is a pair of big guns. So the paint scheme on these guys, the owner of these models actually wanted me to paint them up in a World War I scheme. So what we're using is we got a brown spray primer, get that nice kind of shade undertone on these guys, and then dry brushing in titanium white to do a little bit of that slap chop style. Then going with a Vallejo English uniform brown for the fatigues. Then you've got Vallejo bronze green for the armor. No real highlighting involved there, just kind of leaving that armor flat. Then the flesh, starting off with, the webbing, we're gonna start off with olive flesh from Pro Acryl. That's gonna be all their straps and chin straps and backpacks and all the special equipment that they're wearing. Then the skin tone, starting off with a, excuse me, another Pro Acryl color, shadow flesh for the base, and then highlighted up with a tan flesh. Did a little dry brushing, a little bit of classic highlighting on those guys. And then their boots are another Pro Acryl. It's a light umber. And once that's all done, the guns are very reminiscent of your, what the heck's that? Not the Ingram. Can't remember what the rifle's called, the classic British rifle, but the stock and the casing on the gun is a satchel brown from Army Painter. It's one of their speed paints. And then I'm using a grim black for all the metallic. So rather than, there's no metallics, no proper metallics on these guys. They're either all NMM or kind of simulated metals. Then a grime wash on pretty much everything except for the armor. And then I'm picking out the Aquila in a Zealot Yellow was the color. It's another speed paint. Just do a real light wash of Zealot Yellow. I thin it down just a little bit so that it's not caking into that the recesses, but get a little bit of Zealot Yellow into those Aquila and leaving the skulls just that pure white, giving that highlight. And then I believe in using the blood-colored red. It's the only one I don't have written down on my notes here for the hoses and pipes for the flamers. And then, of course, the bases, they get a Pro Acryl mahogany. And then I'm using some of the old Gale Force 9 Scenics, doing a light brown, kind of a small grit with a little bit of a static grass on top of that. And we have a nicely painted combat patrol. There's 25, 26, 27 models in the combat patrol, and should be lots of fun to put it on the table. This is the first phase of the project, so the next steps are going to be to paint up 1,000 points of guard, and that's going to be another platoon of 20. There's going to be a heavy bolter team. There's going to be a squad of ogrins. We'll do Cadian marshal, or excuse me, Cadian castellan, not marshal, and then a commissar, and that should be 1,000 points ready to go. So targets get that all done by the end of October, and looking pretty good so far. We're only halfway in, and about half of the minis painted up. Oh, almost forgot, there's 2 more units in that 1,000 points. There is a Lehman Russ command tank and a standard Lehman Russ tank. Now the Lehman Russes are all going to be pretty simple paints, so it shouldn't take long to do them. But I do like to spend a lot more time on my tanks than my infantry, kind of like knocking these guys out and moving on to the next step. But I'm going to spend a lot of time on the tanks doing some weathering and getting them real shiny and looking good. They're going to get magnetization. They've got the front guns and the sponson guns that have all got to get magnetized. So that assembly process isn't quite done for those guys, but painting has begun. I've got the next platoon of infantry well underway. They're all base coated and working on highlights and shading and all that good stuff. So in the coming months, you guys should see this army come together. I'll keep posting as long as you guys keep watching. All right, everybody have a great day.